Sure, that's fine.
Of images, can you handle that?
Yeah, I'll just put them in individually slides. That'll be fine. Sean, yeah, Sean's here. Yeah. Yes, Amazon will have, I think, if you wanted anything prepared to be on the slides, so we have some reserved areas for sponsors in the front. So you can sit down. Hey, gotcha. Good to know. Yes, I mean I saw Bear was here and I saw Akshay was here, so good to know we have all three of our demonstrators. Yes, it definitely does. We'll start in about 10 minutes. So right now we have, let me see. So we're gonna briefly discuss what a hackathon is. It'll take 5 minutes, and then we have you first, then Baird, and then Akshay. Yep. Basically, yeah.
Oh, you're already plugged in and ready to go. Sick.
Yeah, I haven't
I was
tested
worried about
the-
finding an adapter, so
Yeah.
my adapter to go doesn't work. Huh. Sick. Microphones working and stuff?
We
This
got
one?
two. We got two.
Oh, sick. Okay. Oh, I didn't put in a recruitment pitch for organizers. I should have done that. Whatever. I can shill for it at the end, maybe. Shill. Shoobity doobity. Shoobity doo whoppity doobity. What else needs to happen around this time?
I don't know. We got all three keynote speakers.
We do?
Yeah. Laura, Baird, and Akshay is walking around, I think.
Sick.
Yeah. We're set.
Yep.
Anything else we should do at the very end?
Is this the last slide?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the one before this? Oh, okay, fun facts. I see, okay. Yo. It's panda. Panda, red panda. They're different species. Same name, different species. Alright, have we told our speakers where when they're going to be speaking?
I think it is. I told Laura, and I'll just tell her.
Should we do it live? Should we do like hello well no.
No, we're not in front of the thing. James,
But
okay. Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Also, that video at the beginning, I was thinking that the plan is we just have the title slide and then we don't say anything, we just start the video.
Yes, that's what we're gonna do.
Sick. That we don't want to play that video, so make sure we.
We're not playing it at the end.
No, like we gotta. This YouTube video. It's at the end.
Yes.
We need to like stop it before we get. That's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
we're cutting the end. We're cutting the end. I'm just gonna copy some of them. Yeah.
and then tell them to use the filter.
Yeah. I don't know if you could change our name on Snapchat. I think Alexa texted me and said that our name on Snapchat was Alexa Nerd.
No. Is it actually? No, it's just HackUMass. Yeah, we're good. People can just add us and just tell them to add HackUMass.
It's interesting 'cause- so I got this picture from Alexa. That was like, it still has my name.
Oh my goodness.
For event snap? I don't know what she's talking about.
Oh yeah, no, I posted
No, it's
already
Jesse.
our idea jam.
Jesse.
But HackUMass.
What?
I'm saying HackUMass.
It's basically
Alright, whatever,
set
don't
up.
worry about it.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do it. Is in here. Yeah, they're not. Is there the only one? We're gonna start in a minute. What? Yeah, it'll take a sec. When it appears as a device, even. Aha. Please set the date and time on the projector, as one does. person. Told him to turn off the lights. Start.
All right, let's just wait for him to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. We can wait like another 2 minutes. It looks like some people are still coming as well. Is he gonna hit the lights now?
Don't know. No.
No, he's not. No, is he? Wait, it looks like he might. He's heading towards the light switch. He's looking for the light switch. He
over
cannot
there.
find it. He's walked past it. Now he's gonna pull out his phone and text you. Where is the light? Ready? Where is the light switch? Yeah? Yeah. All right. You good? Is the audio working?
Checking.
It's not working.
Preferences.
Rip.
The classic start.
Is our audio not working?
No.
Going to inherit a lot of challenges from the generations that came before you. And they made me feel hopeful because I know there's some people out there that are up to the challenge.
So HackUMass is a 900-person event that's held annually at UMass right here. And hackathons are an event where people come together for 36 hours and build something using technology in this short period of time. We work in teams of up to 4, and we build something. Usually people build something really cool, from door security systems to a medical dashboard to a crane made out of popsicle sticks. So it's a chance for people to unleash their creativity and interact with technology.
So what's my favorite thing about HackUMass? Honestly, it has to be the opening ceremony. It's really exciting to see all of the hackers that are all interested in like doing the same thing and getting excited to hack in one room all at the same time, and there's just nothing like it.
Yeah, so I really like the student-run workshops because a lot of the students didn't know how to code, so they could just go in there and they could create a basic product like a website or an app from scratch, and they could learn the fundamentals in like an hour.
Oh boy, Google Slides. All right. That's good enough. That's good enough. So my name is James Woglam. I'm very excited to be here. I'm the director of HackUMass. I'm also joining me here is Ishan Khatri. He is a veteran organizer of HackUMass. I think this is his 4th year. So we are here and we're very happy to welcome you all here. This is going to be a great event. We have a great number of sponsors. We have a great number of workshops. We have a great number of participants from an amazing array of different locations, from Boston to New York City to I think we have some hackers from Canada. Anyone here from Canada? I know we have at least one. So we're going to get started. We're going to describe a little bit about how our event is going to work to start. We have 3 wonderful keynote speakers here who will share a little bit of their wisdom in the CS and engineering expertise areas, and we'll give you a bit of an overview of how our technology platform works, which really drives our entire event. So what is a hackathon? I'm going to pass this off to Ishan.
Yeah, so a hackathon is, it's a sprint-like event, but you guys already know that, right? It's 36 hours. It's going to be from Friday to Sunday. But really, at the core of a hackathon, the idea is for everyone here to learn something new, build something new, and try something new. And it doesn't really matter whether you're a programmer or a designer or a computer science major or maybe an art major. That's really not the point of this event. Really, the idea is to collaborate with your peers and to build something that you might not have otherwise had the opportunity to try, maybe because you didn't have the resources or maybe because you didn't have the experience. And the idea is to gain that experience and try to make something new. And so that's the whole point of a hackathon, and we hope that you guys are as excited to take part in it as we are to organize it.
So what should you expect? We have over 800 people here. We have a very large emphasis on learning this year. So we're going to have over 25 different workshops during the entirety of our event. These are things where you can learn, say, how to solder, how to use an Arduino, how to build with art LEDs to make a super LED-enabled hack using an Arduino, how to use AI and ML. We'll have 3 different ML workshops during this event. We also have a wide array of wonderful companies here, including Amazon, who's our title sponsor, as well as several others. You'll hear from some of them later in the event. We have a total of 33 hours from midnight tonight until 10:30 tomorrow, or 10:30 on Sunday, so 33 hours, and a wonderful, amazing opportunities to learn, make friends, and build great and amazing things. If you have any questions throughout the entirety of the event, we have 3 different colors of t-shirts. You all have the wonderful gray. We have volunteers with a light blue, and we have organizers with a pink. So if you're ever lost or confused, just find someone. As well, the MLH Code of Conduct applies during our event. We are a major league hacking event, so it's all fun and games, but we have rules. The idea is that this should be a safe space, an open place for anyone to learn and collaborate. So we will be enforcing the MLH Code of Conduct. You can read it online. MLH will also talk a little bit about this later in the ceremony. Yeah, we expect basic human decency. Harassment and abuse is never tolerated. If you're in a situation that makes you uncomfortable, please come to any HackUMass organizer or any of the MLH staff members, and we will employ the Code of Conduct to try and remedy the situation. If any of the HackUMass staff makes you uncomfortable, you can report the incident to MLH directly. So we would love to introduce here Laura Haas. Laura Haas is the Dean of the College of Information and Computer Sciences at UMass Amherst. She has been here for, I think, about 2 years now. But she has a wonderful, amazing background starting from IBM. So prior to joining UMass, she spent 36 years at IBM. She rose to the level of an IBM Fellow. In IBM, she served as the director of the Accelerated Discovery Lab. She worked in their research centers and had worldwide responsibilities for their exploratory science programs. Before that, she was a research staff member at IBM Research Almadine and spent sabbatical years at University of Wisconsin-Madison and at ETZ Zurich. And she now serves as the Dean of the College of Information and Computer Sciences at UMass. So here is Dean Laura Haas.
You either use this or that.
Hello, welcome. This is really exciting. I am I appreciate that warm introduction. I'm not going to talk about any of that old past history. What I want to talk to you about a little bit is the College of Information Computer Sciences. We are the youngest college at UMass. We have a long, proud history, though, from our roots as one of the very first computer science departments in the world to our present as a top 20 CS program, number 3 in New England. We are particularly well known for our work in AI with pioneering faculty in reinforcement learning, robotics, machine vision, natural language processing, and so on. But what makes the college really special, and what I wanted to tell you a little bit about tonight, is our vision of what we call computing for the common good. And that's about doing research, about education, also about service that tries to make the world a better place and increase the well-being of everyone in it. To give you a few examples, it includes research our faculty are doing to try and figure out how can you embed the human values that we share into our software so it will do less harm, at least, okay? For example, how could we make our systems fairer? How can we make keep your data more private? So those are things that our faculty and students are working on. We also do a lot of work to take technology and then apply it for good. And you have a really wonderful 33-hour period here where I'm hoping some of you will take up that challenge. Some of the things that our faculty and students have worked on include things like using networking technology to protect innocent children from predators and child pornographers, or using machine vision technology and applying it to radar images in unique ways to figure out the migratory paths of birds and how can we keep birds safe from harm, sort of a theme. But we also do a lot of things, for example, around health. How can people control bad habits? Like how could they cease smoking if they want to? What can we do with sensors and artificial intelligence to help that? Our most recent grant, jointly with some joint engineering faculty and IELTS, is our Institute for Applied Life Sciences, is to figure out how to better understand schizophrenia and see what we can do towards making it better to treat. Our students have special student programs that they have put together and run as well along this line of computing for the common good. One of my favorite programs is our Data Science for the Common Good program, where we pair not-for-profits with groups of our students and a mentor from the company and a mentor from our faculty to tackle really hard real-world problems. For example, this past summer, one group of students used our machine vision technology working with the Nature Conservancy to help them process thousands of images to find which ones that were generated automatically, to help them find which ones had animals in them, so to better understand that. Another group worked with the Springfield public school system to understand what courses, what paths through high school set students up best for success in college. So our students innovate around the common good all the time in many dimensions and in many channels. Some volunteer or take part-time jobs developing, for example, tutoring systems for incarcerated youth. Others are competing in competitions. We had one this year, one of our grad students won a great big $25,000 prize for his work in privacy protection. And that was part of a contest in that space. Another one recently won a smaller prize, but enough to take the next steps in his business with an application that helps people with bad credit improve their credit. So, just to wrap up, a lot of them got their start in hackathons like this one, so if you have no experience, you're still very welcome. I'm sure you can still do great things in your teams. I think this is a great place where you can showcase your creativity and your innovative spirit. I think of us as a computationally creative college that computes for the common good. And there'll be a little prize afterwards if you can remember how many C's I said in that. Okay. And I'm really proud of all of our students, but also all of the students who are here tonight and for the next few days. I really look forward to seeing how you are going to innovate over this weekend and maybe even come up with some ideas that will change the world. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful time. I hope you all learn something. I hope you all make new friends. And we hope to see you back here again at another event. Although why I should talk about that when you haven't even started this one, I don't know. I think I'll get off stage now. I want to stop. I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank also particularly the organizers and the faculty and staff that support them for making this event possible. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you, Dean Haas. Next, I would like to invite Professor Baird Souls. He is a member of the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering at UMass and has been instrumental in implementing makerspaces and in allowing HackUMass to operate for 7 years. So, Professor Souls.
Oh, choices. I don't like choices. How are you? Good, good, good. Well, welcome to UMass. Welcome to HackUMass. I bring you glad tidings. Can I say glad tidings? Is it December yet? No, it's not December, but I'll say glad tidings anyways. From the College of Engineering and Dean Rahman. And the college loves this event, has been supporting it from day one. And it's very exciting to see that it's grown, that it's so stable now, that it's just amazing every single year, and it's just great to be a part of it. I wanted to tell you a couple things about the College of Engineering, but first, I love big cities. I don't know why I don't live in a big city, but is Boston here yet? Did the Boston bus arrive? You were the only person on the Boston bus? Did you feel like Kanye West? You know, like, wow, awesome. How about New York City? New York City bus? Excellent. Well, those must have been interesting bus rides. Well, I love Boston because it's the birthplace of Benjamin Franklin, and he liked electricity, so that's cool. And it's the birthplace of the telephone. I have one in my pocket. And I love New York City because, well, it's awesome. And it's the birthplace of the transistor and the color TV. I love all that stuff. I even like transistorized telephones. So HackUMass has been around for a few years, and hackathons are growing all over the country. This weekend is a popular one for hackathons. Florida State University, Hack Harvard, Rutgers, Stanford, Wisconsin, Texas A&M, and UMass Amherst. So it's going to be a busy and creative weekend all over this country, which is really, really cool. I'm really glad that you've taken the time to set aside homework and all of that sort of thing for a few hours to do this. It's good for you. It's a good change of pace. You'll meet people. You'll do all kinds of interesting things. So it's definitely worthwhile. I've been encouraging my students to sign up all for a month and a half now. Let's see. I want to show you some pictures. How do I do that? Good. So I want to show you some pictures of the first HackUMass and to tell you a little bit about the history of HackUMass. HackUMass started in 2014, and the ball started rolling in 2013 when Dan Williams, who was at ISO New England, he was on a committee at the IEEE, and he heard that IEEE was funding hackathons, like putting in some pretty substantial funding to get hackathons started. And Dan was also the chair of the Springfield section of the IEEE. So he came to us and asked us about the idea, and these students stepped up and made it happen. On the left, Andrew Souza, who's at American Robotics now. Melissa Lau in the middle. Did anyone meet Melissa Lau? I think she was here last weekend. Cool. Oh, Keith, you remember her. And then Brian on the right, he's at Amazon. So they stepped up and created a really cool hackathon. It happened in our makerspace in the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department. It's called M5. The full name is M5, the UMass Amherst Makerspace for Solid State Electronics and Computing Machinery. Remy, did you remember that? Okay. We got some input from Michigan and Duke and the folks at Beanpot, Hack Beanpot, when we got started. It all took place in Marcus Hall. There were t-shirts from day one, a different logo. And it was because it was funded by the IEEE, it was very hardware intensive, and it's one of the most hardware intensive hackathons in the country. And that continues. Jason, are you here? Jason is around here somewhere. He was in the first hackathon, and he's come back now as a volunteer, so he can help you an awful lot. Just get on the mentoring channel on Slack, and you can get help. Parts, a lot of these walls, a lot of these parts are available to you. Is Shira Epstein of Los Angeles here? She's not. She doesn't like this 3D printer, and I was going to ask her why. Remy, do you know why? She says it's expensive, and her idea is to hack it, which is fine. We can hack it. That's what the good room used to look like. Some of you, anyone here from Engineering 112? Nice. So that's what the good room used to look like. That's your best friend up top, your oscilloscope. Hopefully you'll use one of those this weekend. My office, it looks much, Remy, it's much better than that now, right? It's much cleaner than that now. I think that's the last one. So I just want to thank you for being here, and it's super exciting. I'll be around all weekend, and if you see me, if you have any questions, just let me know, and hack away.
All right, so I'm pleased to introduce our primary keynote speaker, Akshaya Sungingham. She is the co-founder and CEO of Lume Labs, which is a digital healthcare company focused on treating addiction. She holds a PhD and master's in electrical computing engineering from UMass Amherst and has received numerous accolades over the years, being named on the Forbes 30 Under 30 in healthcare, among others. Please welcome to the stage Dr. Akshaya Sungingham.
To quote the famous columnist Roscoe Drummond, the mind is a wonderful thing. It starts working the minute you're born and never stops until you get up to speak in public. With that, I would like to thank the HackUMass team for the invitation and thank all of you bright minds for being here tonight. Each year in the US, about 2 million undergrads graduate and 1 million graduate students finish up school. Most graduate with really good grades. They end up looking for a job, seek for higher education, or start companies. But what makes each and every one of you stand out from that group is your presence here tonight. Your passion, curiosity, and drive to participate in events like HackUMass that encourage you to color outside the lines is what sets you apart. HackUMass lets you apply what you've learned in extremely creative ways, helps you learn new skills, work in teams, work with crazy deadlines, and gets you in the hacker mindset to create something that pushes the boundaries of technology. But when I was at UMass, for the first 2 years, I was predominantly in my lab and in my classroom. Every semester, I was drowned in coursework, and I would tell myself the next semester, I would do something fun. But after pulling multiple all-nighters and unable to stare at my printed circuit board anymore, I decided to attend the information session for UMass's Innovation Challenge. I called it productive procrastination to feel a little less guilty about not working on my thesis. The info session was actually in this very building in one of the smaller classrooms upstairs. But that was the day that put me on the trajectory that I am right now. My involvement in the UMass Innovation Challenge, poster competitions, fellowships, and cross-functional projects is how I discovered my passion for entrepreneurship. Every single one of these events has had a profound impact on my career and continues to create opportunities for me that would have otherwise been impossible. One such opportunity that I've had the pleasure of working is the work that we do at Lume. We're developing health monitoring platforms that enable continuous health monitoring, and it combines cutting-edge technology like machine learning, behavioral psychology, wearable devices, and data analytics. The reason why we wanted to handle healthcare and tackle healthcare's problems is because of the level of ambiguity around how we monitor our health. For most part of our lives, our health is like a black box. And the only time we get a small sliver of information of what's happening inside is when we go for the annual health checkup. But the thing is, most of the diseases that end up being life-threatening are chronic diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, diabetes, show very few or no symptoms in its early stages. And we've come to accept that it's okay to be in the dark when it comes to our health. At Lume, we're challenging that by developing technologies that redefine health monitoring for every single individual. Apart from offering deep insights about health, our platform is also designed to induce behavior change that can drastically reduce the risks of developing chronic diseases in the future. Our mission is to create a healthier tomorrow where lifestyle-related illnesses and chronic diseases is a thing of the past. But when we push ourselves outside the box, one big question that most of us struggle with is what if we fail? I've certainly asked myself that, and there's been a lot of failures along the way. But since hindsight is always 20/20, I've come to realize that failure has a bad rap. Failures is one of the best things that have happened to me. What makes you an expert in the field is not having cracked that one way you can get something to work. It is understanding the 99 different ways in which it won't, so you can plan ahead to make sure that you don't run into one of their scenarios. And the only way you can get there is by failing and by being comfortable with failure. Most of the accomplishments that I am proud of have all been opportunities that seemed like a stretch in the beginning. But what did I have to lose by trying? What lands you your next big thing are the wins that are fueled by your failures. So I would encourage you to do more and push harder. Take every single opportunity seriously, but also have fun with it. The wins will find its way to you. Competitions like HackUMass are brilliant in so many ways. First is obviously the chance to win cool and new gadgets, but more importantly, it gets you thinking like a hacker. It's this hacker mindset that converts ambiguity into transformational innovations. So I really hope that this competition is just the beginning for you. Never stop learning, keep making meaningful contributions, and more importantly, keep coloring outside the lines. Thank you, and let's get hacking.
Thanks, Akshaya. So, what you're probably asking is, where are we? So, you're currently in the campus center, but this is not where you're going to be hacking. You're going to be hacking right next door in the Integrative Learning Center. So, what about food? So, there will be snack items in the ILC throughout the entire duration of the event, as well as water. But when you wake up or have stayed awake through Saturday morning, there will be catered breakfast in the ILC. It'll be where the food and the sponsor tables are. Then, UMass has, surprisingly enough, had the #1 ranked dining program in the entire United States for 4 years running. So, UMass dining will be heavily featured throughout the food of the event. So then tomorrow, you can have lunch and dinner at Worcester, which is located right there. Basically, you exit the ILC, you go up North Pleasant Street, and then just turn to the right, and you can see the new building being under construction as you enter. Then back on Sunday, we'll have breakfast in the ILC again, and then you can have lunch at Blue Wall, which is right here. ILC is a pretty nice building. It's actually pretty much built purposely for this kind of application of having a hackathon with tons of participants. So you are in the campus center, which is at that top first floor thing. So if you enter at one of those two doors, which eventually after this presentation you will, you'll see the sponsor tables right there. There will be food, and then the hardware table. Hardware table will open at around 11:20 p.m., and our hardware table has really extensive amounts of hardware. We bought 10 Raspberry Pi 4s this year. And we have Raspberry Pi 3s and Pi 2s, tons of Arduinos, microcontrollers. We have a soldering room right next to the hardware table. So most of the entirety of the first floor is hacking space. So these are classrooms, which during the day, people actually have class in. Some of them are team-based learning rooms, which means they basically have large round tables, some of them with laptops, and then whiteboards and monitors along the edge of the rooms. Some of them are just typical style lecture seating. So you'll have your choice. Some of them are also interesting hybrids. On the second floor will be a lot of workshop and mentoring space, as well as where we have 3D printers. We have 15 3D printers here during the event, as well as a wonderful staff who will help you build things with those 3D printers and print them. The printing is free, by the way. So in the mentorship lounge, which is right above the hardware table, this is where there will be couches, there will be seats. If you're feeling stuck on something, you can just head to the mentoring lounge, and hopefully there will be a good number of people there who can help you out. We also have a mentorship system that is built as a part of Dashboard, which is our technology platform. So you can make a mentorship request, and then the mentors who know those sorts of technologies will get notified that someone needs their help, and then they can go and you can communicate over Slack. Additionally, we have several workshop rooms, as well as a few hacking rooms on the second floor, as well as a hacking room on the third floor. So, we're going to talk about tech. So, if you go to dashboard.hackumass.com, which is how you applied, this basically has all the information you need to know about the entire event. So it has the schedule, it has a list of all our hardware items, has prize information. It has how you can create mentorship requests if you need help. It has everything. So this is approximately what it looks like if you log in. We'll say thanks, you joined our Slack, so please go to the mentorship channel. If you hadn't joined the Slack, it would say please join the Slack. It features the QR code that you use to check in, which is also how you check out hardware. So you can go to the hardware table, you can just have that QR code, and then say what you want. They'll go find it, scan the QR code, boom. In and out in like 30 seconds. Here's the schedule. We will go more into the schedule soon, but you can view the schedule in the schedule tab of dashboard. This is also how you submit a mentorship request. You give a title, you list the technologies related to the issue. There's actually a fair number more categories than are listed here. And then you can give the urgency of your problem, you can attach a screenshot, and you can describe what's going wrong. And this is so that mentors can see and help you. This is viewing our hardware inventory. You can search for hardware items, and then if you go to the hardware table, you can check them out. And prize lists. As well as this is how on Sunday you will submit your projects, and how you'll be able to view other people's projects. So we'll go more into this the evening of Saturday, because you aren't going to be able to submit a project until around like midnight of Saturday, like 24 hours from now. But basically, you hit My Project. One person on your team of any size theoretically, but ideally up to 4, just creates a project. They enter in some descriptions, which can be changed after you submit them. And then they go in and they hit Edit Team, and they add the other team members. We'll go into this more on Saturday night. Workshops. So we have a lot of workshops. Like in the past, we've had like 10 workshops. We have like 25 this year. So we have a number of different tracks that these workshops are on, ranging from web and mobile development to software engineering to hardware. So we'll talk about them a little bit. So for example, we have a web and mobile dev track that includes learning about Python, React, HTML, JavaScript, as well as iOS and Android development. We have a software engineering track with how to use Git, the Linux command line, how to use web frameworks, functional programming, as well as a productionizing your application with AWS, brought to you by Amazon. Don't have to worry about like frantically taking notes, because we will share this information with you on Slack, and it's all viewable on the schedule. We have a hardware track with introductions to using Arduinos and Raspberry Pis, and how to solder, as well as using these cool LED things called NeoPixels, where you can really easily make like LED strips, and antenna building, which MITRE is running, which I hear is very cool. On the careers track, we have a graduate school panel if you've ever considered applying or going to graduate school, or hey, maybe you're even in graduate school or you have a graduate degree. We'd love for you to come to this panel just so people in that situation can learn more from each other. Technology and banking by Citizens Bank. Using LinkedIn for networking, which is run by CICS Careers. What it's like to work at Amazon. Design thinking, which gives you more information about the Holt Prize, as well as information on like what it's like to build a hardware startup by Mobile Pixels. Finally, we have 3 machine learning workshops, which we're very excited about. We have an introduction to machine learning, which is our beginner, we call. We have an intermediate workshop on neural networks, and we have an advanced workshop that is deep learning with computer vision, which is sponsored by NVIDIA. Also, we have introduction to cryptocurrencies and cryptography, featuring someone who has worked at the MIT Digital Currency Initiative and has worked hand in hand with the current developers of Bitcoin. We have art using programming, stuff on UI and UX, intro to cybersecurity, and penetration testing. So please go and peruse the schedule at your own convenience, because there are a lot of workshops, and I'm very excited about them. And I hope you are too. As for communication, we touched on this before, but you're all in the Slack. If you do not have it for some reason and you're having trouble getting the Slack, just ask an organizer or a volunteer. We will help you. But there are a number of channels on here. There's a team forming channel. There's a mentorship channel, which you can use in addition to the mentorship request system. There's also find a good meme, put it in the random channel. So yeah, the full schedule is also available at hackumass.com/schedule in a nice tabular form. Let's talk about prizes. So we have some good ones. The best use of artificial reality and virtual reality is Oculus Go's for everyone on the team. Best use of Amazon Web Services. Amazon Echoes, which were released like 2 days ago. These are brand new. A drone for the best hardware hack. The best almost hack for the team that has a great idea and a great execution and just like almost gets there, but it was so close to being great. PlayStation Classics. The most ambitious hacks, mobile Pixels laptop monitors. If you haven't seen these things, basically it's a thing that attaches to the back of your laptop and allows you to have a second screen on your laptop. They're sick. And the best social media photo tagged with HackUMass will win a mechanical keyboard waffle iron. If that doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. Finally, we got more prizes. Third place, Raspberry Pi 4s in a kit, totally ready for hacking. We'll have Raspberry Pi 4s in our hardware inventory that you can check out as well. Second place, Nintendo Switch Lites, also pretty new, very cool. I mean, I have a Switch and I almost even want a Switch Lite. Finally, what about the grand prize? Is a tablet a computer? Is an iPad a computer? Because these are brand new iPads. These are the 10-inch ones that support the Apple Pencil and the keyboard. So we'd like to let Major League Hacking take a brief word so that they can talk about what you should expect, as this is an MLH member event, along with many others throughout the country. So here's MLH.
Thank you, James. Thank you, James. All right, I guess I'm going to hit the arrow keys here. A lot of awesome prizes. All right, everyone. So, hello, I'm Eddie. I'm from Major League Hacking. We have an awesome crowd out here tonight. I'm so excited to be here. Now, I'm going to cover a lot of information. So, for everything that you need to know, visit hack.mlh.io. is going to be your one-stop resource for anything MLH related. I highly recommend to check that out. Now, for those of you who don't know who Major League Hacking is, we are the official student hacker community. Our mission, quite simply, is to empower hackers. Year over year, we empower over 135,000 student hackers just like you. It's amazing, actually. Now, by being a hacker, you folks are part of a larger community of hackers out there. But not only that, you are earning points for your school, representing, and to earn even more points for your school, just invite your friends, your family, your dog, your pet, whoever, to earn even more points in our end of season contests and rankings. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on this weekend, but for MLH, we are having our mini event, Slideshow Karaoke, at 9 p.m. tomorrow at S240. It's going to be an awesome event where it's very silly, and you can take a break from your hacking, get away from that code that you've been working on for 5 hours, and come to the mini event and participate. I guarantee that your code is going to be fixed by the time you get back. By being part of the mini event, you can collect your official 2020 season t-shirt provided by Capital One. Sizes do vary, they're very limited, so they're first come, first served. You can also take photos at the photo booth. Be silly, create some memories with your friends. Check that out, I highly encourage it as well. We also have the MLH Hardware Lab presented by DigiKey. We have Arduinos, we have Alienwares, XPSs, all that fun stuff. Feel free to check it out at the hardware.mlh.io link to see the full list of hardware that we have available today. Make sure that you have a photo issue ID. I won't be able to check anything out to you if you don't have that. Now, our friends over at GitHub, they also have the Student Developer Pack, a lot of awesome resources if hardware is not for you. A lot of software from hosting to anything that you can think of. We also partner with them to create some awesome hacker starter kits. So if you want to jumpstart your project, maybe it's Flask, maybe it's Node, I recommend having that as part of your developer toolkit. Now we also have a contest where draw an Octocat, win Octocat. All you have to do is draw an Octocat in any format that you like. You could do it on a tablet, you could do it with a piece of paper, you could do it any way, and tweet it at GitHub Education using hashtag myOctocat, hashtag HackUMass, and you could win a GitHub Octocat statue that I am super envious of because I do not have one. Now, Google Cloud has an awesome platform. You could use things like Firebase or Google Maps API, and they are offering $100 in Google Cloud credits just for you. You could check your email right now to claim those Google Cloud credits. Now, for whatever reason you don't have that email or you just need an extra code, I have a bunch of codes in my pocket and I can hook you up. You can also go ahead and claim your free .space.tech or .online domain with domain privacy with domain.com. Just use promo code GHOSTHACKING for this weekend only, so I definitely recommend taking advantage of that. Now, have you ever wanted to do a web scraping project or do something with machine learning and you had to automate that process where UiPath is going to be your best friend here? They offer an awesome platform where you can automate any task that you can think of, and they are offering a UiPath MLH co-branded backpack if you submit to the UiPath prize category. But not only that, they have internship opportunities that you can secure for the summer 2020 season. Now, what is an application without some data and hosting that data on a database? Well, MongoDB is a good way to do that. They are with us today, and if you want to create a hack that wants some data hosted in the cloud with MongoDB, highly encourage that as well. Now, if emerging tech is your thing and you want to learn a little bit more about blockchain and creating an application on the blockchain, check out Blockstack. They have an easy-to-use platform to do that, and you can earn $200 by registering your app to the app mining program on top of the prize that they're already doing for this weekend's event. Now, these are all the prize listings that we have, including the prizes you've already heard a little bit earlier as well. If you have questions about any of them, feel free to come by the MLH table and I could fill you in. Now, I encourage everyone to come and demo your project. I don't care if it's not working or if it's buggy or if you wrote it down on a piece of toilet paper and it's an idea in your mind. I want to hear about it, and you get an I demoed sticker. Now imagine this, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you gotta write your piece of code. We have a Wake chocolate at the MLH table. Be mindful of your consumption here. One piece of chocolate is like half a cup of coffee. I had way too many of these this morning, so please be careful there. Now these are all the MLH sponsors who are looking to hire hackers just like you. They care about the innovation you bring, all the awesome ideas that you create, and they want you at their companies. Check out the MLH Career Lab if you want to learn more about those opportunities. Now guys, on a serious note, James already touched on this. MLH hackathons are a safe space for everyone. Everyone here, from the hackers to the sponsors to the faculty, abide from the MLH Code of Conduct. The TLDR here is just don't be a jerk. We don't tolerate any type of harassment or any type of abuse. If you need to report an incident, if it just even feels weird, please find an MLHer and we can help you out. Or if we're not here, email incidents@mlh.io or text or call the number that is listed here. Lastly, I just want to thank all of our sponsors who help us empower hackers year over year. And I am so excited to see what you guys are building, so happy hacking.
All right, thanks, MLH. Before I forget, we have a good number of not learning how to use JavaScript, but relaxing with board games, playing video games, stuff like that. We'll have other events like that throughout the thing, like the slideshow karaoke, which Eddie mentioned. So we would like to let Citizens Bank come up and speak a little bit, as they are a sponsor for our event. If citizens can come up here, thank you.
Hi, everybody. I am Lauren Cotnoir. I am a campus and diversity recruiter with Citizens Bank. It's a pleasure to be here, and we're really excited to be a gold sponsor this year. I wanted to just give you a brief overview of Citizens. I only have a minute, and so I'm assuming most of you are aware of who we are, especially if you're from the New England area. But we are the 12th largest regional bank in the country. We are on the Fortune 500 list, and we actually moved up 40 spots in just 1 year. We are also a top destination for new grads. We made the Forbes list of best employers for new grads 2 years in a row, and we're also a top place for diversity as well. So definitely consider Citizens for opportunities. With that said, I do want to share with you that we are undergoing a massive digital transformation here at Citizens, and the goal of this particular initiative is to ensure that we are delivering innovation, speed, efficiency, and automation to our customers. That includes consumers like yourself, as well as commercial institutions. And to that end, we have an exciting program where we're looking for interns and seniors graduating, as well as some tracks for master's candidates who want to work on exciting projects utilizing great technologies and methodologies. For example, we work in a completely agile approach, and we're also going to be looking for software and data engineers who can help us with cloud computing via AWS and Microsoft Azure. We're working with blockchain, microservices, RESTful APIs, just to name a few. So it's an exciting time to join Citizens. You may not think of banking as a really exciting place to pursue after college, but I can tell you Citizens is a great place to explore. At the very least, come to our table and grab some swag and learn about opportunities. Thank you.
All right, next up we have MITRE.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Christian Fiore. I'm an engineer at the MITRE Corporation, and I've got a bunch of engineers from MITRE with me here, all of which are actually alums of UMass Amherst and ex-participants in these hackathons. So hopefully you can come by the sponsorship table, talk to these guys, talk about what the work is that you do that you're excited about, because MITRE's biggest thing, and it's actually pretty well aligned with what Dean Haas said earlier, which is we're trying to solve the nation's biggest challenges, and we'd like to hopefully have some of you be part of that. So please come by the table throughout the event, talk to our engineers, talk about what you're excited about. They can tell you what they're doing. But if you think of the challenge that you're working on right now, I guarantee MITRE's got a stake in that somewhere, trying to solve that same challenge for one of our federal agencies around the world. So thank you for having us. We appreciate it. We love supporting this event. Have a good time.
All right, Optum is next.
Thank you, everyone. It's great to be here. My name is Jane Kirkpatrick. I'm the regional lead for our Boston early career programs here at Optum. So I'm also a UMass alum, so it's really great to be back on campus. So hacking and hackathons, they really bring together people to, create and build their ideas, and that's exactly what we do at Optum. So Optum helps people live healthier lives, and it helps the healthcare system work better for everyone. So if you're interested in having your work impact real people and make a difference in the world, come check us out at our booth. Thank you.
All right. We're pleased to have Amazon as our title sponsor this year. So a quick word from Amazon. Fun fact, this isn't Amazon's first year sponsoring HackUMass, even as a title sponsor. This is their second time. They clearly like it.
I have notes. So I'm trying to keep it short. So my name is Andrew. I am a senior software development manager at AWS. I have 6 services that I'm responsible for as part of the AWS cloud. 32 years ago, I actually graduated from UMass, and back then they called it the COINS program, C-O-I-N-S. I don't know if it's changed too much, but for 20-so years, I've been an individual contributor with Lotus, IBM, Microsoft, Nokia, Oracle, and now I'm working at Amazon. I was there for the birth of the web, if anybody cares. Didn't really impress me back then, but whatever. It seems to have taken off. So I look out here and I see the next generation of builders. I see people who are going to solve the next generation of problems. I see people that are going to change the world. Amazon is a culture of builders. That's what we do. I want you guys to think really hard about maybe coming to work for us afterwards. We are very aggressive about internships and university hiring. We are not just in Seattle, we're all over the world. We actually have a wonderful office in Boston where I work out of. We're doing great work there. Alexa is mostly in Boston also. That's sort of a sister organization to AWS. I guess what I say to a lot of people is, why build a cloud when you can build the cloud? You can work with the best engineers on the hardest distributed computing problems. You can literally be building, well, not literally, metaphorically be building at a galactic scale. So I hope you guys will have a great time at this hackathon and come talk to us when we're doing our career work. I don't know why we're not at the careers table, but we should be. Anyway, come talk to us anyway. We'd love to talk to you. Thanks.
All right, next, Ishan is up here to talk about judging.
All right, guys, so real quick, we're going to talk a little bit about judging. We're going to talk about prizes. We're going to talk about some of that fun stuff. And we're going to tell you guys mostly, our philosophy about what makes a good hackathon project, right? So, these are the three kind of bullet points: pushing yourself, having it work, obviously, and actually understanding what you're doing. So let's talk about it. So the first thing that really makes a hackathon project really good, right, is pushing yourself and trying something new. I kind of touched on this earlier, and our keynote speaker talked about it as well, but something that's really important is making sure that you're challenging yourself and that you're here to try something that you haven't necessarily done before. The really kind of important thing about this hackathon to remember is that you have this opportunity here to learn from all of the mentors, all of your peers, and all of the other people running workshops and so on. You kind of have this it's like Stack Overflow, but in real life. So, the idea is don't take advantage of that. Don't let it go to waste, and try something new. And then obviously it should work. I mean, this is kind of self-explanatory, but if you want to do well on our judging criteria, we'd like you guys to try and finish. And we realize it's a tight deadline, right? Like, not everything is going to work, but you should really try to have something demoable. That's kind of on the slide there. It's in quotes because demoable can mean a lot of things, but at the end of the day, really, when the judges come by your table, right, you want to impress them. And you want to have something eye-catching, you want to have something that they're going to remember, and if it's something that they can play with, then they're going to remember it. So that's just a quick tip. And then we want you guys to really understand what you're doing. You might see a little joke down there about importing TensorFlow. We see a lot of hacks, right, that are just like APIs cobbled together. But that's okay, and you can do that. But tell us why. Like, what's the point, right? Why did you make the decisions you chose to make? Throwing an API in there just because, you want to qualify for a prize or whatever, that's an okay reason, but try to have a little bit more substance behind your hacks, right? The whole point of this event, again, is for all of you guys to learn something new and try something new. And we have purposely, by we, I mean I have purposely constructed the rubric such that you will do well if you do that. So, wink, wink. And that's about it as far as judging goes. So we're going to do some final logistics, and then we're going to wrap it up and send you guys to the ILC. These are just some fun facts. You guys all filled out an application, and we collected some data. So some of you guys have hardware expertise. That's pretty cool. And we also asked you guys about your spirit animals. You'll notice that these are the top ones, but I'm really disappointed, actually, that there's no red panda, because if you guys didn't know, since the first HackUMass, our mascot has always been a red panda. And on that note, I'm also going to take a moment here to plug something, is that all of our tech, including the website, the mentorship, request form, everything, it's all open source, and you can find it on GitHub. And if you look closely, you might find a couple of red pandas. All right, so that's about it. That's the ending of closing ceremony. So thank you guys for coming and putting up through it. We really appreciate that. The kind of next things you guys are going to do are head over to the ILC. The companies are all there. They're tabling. They've got swag. And then you're going to pick a room, hack there, and we're going to hack at midnight. That's when it starts. Thank you, everyone.